Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey guys, it's OGC here. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is a super special video. We are doing a in-game interview, and we are going to be interviewing a kind of a long-time friend of mine. I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, going back. We've been talking through Facebook for a while. Their name is actually Taint. They're super strong. Probably one of the highest chakra players I know of. Anyways, he figured out this new shard prism complex thing that could have been so much more simple, yet it is not. So he is here today to talk to us about the prisms, give us a little bit of insight on dragons, because it's not an interview unless we talk about dragons to some degree, and we will jump in with all of it. So thank you very much, Taint, for coming here to help out the community. And we know that you're super active on the OGC community chat. Anybody that's in the OGC community chat, you've probably gotten help from Taint at some point in time. So thank you, Taint, and welcome.
Hey man, it's good to be here. It's fun to talk about the game. I enjoy it a lot. I probably play more than I should. I'm online all the time. Probably a bit obsessive to a point.
Hey, that's okay. It's a fun game.
Yeah, but no, so the Prism thing, it was super confusing. Like, for people who don't understand it, you shouldn't feel bad because the directions were non-existent and it was not clear at all. So I made myself the guinea pig and I spent money to figure it out so I could tell other people how to do it so they don't waste their money or they don't struggle with it.
Which that is wicked cool. Thank you, man. I have not done anything with mine. I've been waiting for something like this, so thank you for doing that. And I know you've been kind of spelling it out as far as like text messages or text in game to try and explain it to people, but unless you have that ready and available on copy and paste, it's got to be tough to explain through text.
Yeah, I think I've given a full explanation maybe 8 to 10 times now, and my fingers are tired from typing it all out. And the censorship things in the chat make it really hard to understand if people are getting the message that I'm putting out completely or if the important things are being blocked out and then it doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. So before we jump into the Prism things, I just need to ask Taint, because looking at his replays, it looks like there's a wide variety of dragons. I definitely see in the Zool dragon, I see a topaz and something that is green. So, Taint, what type of dragons do you have? Which ones do you prefer in certain situations?
So the first fight is the one against Thanos, and that was when I still had my War Song Blue Dragon, which I really liked. It felt good to play with, but not having Hero Pred in PvP is just a huge handicap. Like, I loved that dragon, but I lost matches simply because I didn't have Hero Pred, and I know if I had Hero Pred on that dragon, I would have.
Gotcha. And what about with the topaz dragon?
So that's what I released my blue to get all the Divine Essence back so I could bless all the skills on that topaz. And the topaz has Hero Pred, it has Lightning Rod. It's obviously not as good as a Onyx Dragon for PvP. There's just nothing that can compete with black holes. Like, the damage that they do is ridiculous. But it's a good secondary because I don't have a good Onyx. But the Lightning Rods combined with Bazric's Midnight Murderer skill, as long as they don't initially start a heal with Vega, which most people don't, or they don't have one of the protection artifacts on there, Lightning Rod will either straight up kill the heroes or it'll get them low enough that Bazric immediately starts sniping them off. And like, there's a couple replays I have. I don't think I sent them to you because I can't find them. There's like a couple PvP matches in my server where I fought people. Lightning Rod dropped like 6 of their heroes down to like a sliver of health, and then they just literally got sniped one by one, just like dropped right off. It was kind of beautiful.
That's awesome. So the heal from Vega, you find that helps to counter the topaz dragons?
It does. Oddly enough, like with the Lightning Rod, it's not like like the damage from black holes seems to be way more quick. Like, the damage stacks way faster. With Lightning Rod, it's a little bit slower, and they kind of melt. And the heal from Vega, since it lasts for so long, and the initial burst of it, for whatever reason, seems pretty high, especially with protection skills on dragons. It seems to just barely keep them alive long enough for like Teodrin to take over and hit him with a big heal and keep them alive.
Absolutely. I just bring it up. I got into a discussion with somebody who was telling me that the starting with the Vega Heal versus the Topaz Dragon isn't worth it. But I feel so much more comfortable starting off with a Vega Heal always versus a Topaz. But that's just me.
It's not a bad move, honestly. I fought a couple of my housemates. Like I'm in a different kingdom in a different house right now because we're in Drake and we're fighting and we have to control national power. So myself and another house member moved over to the other kingdom just so we can help keep national power up. So the enemies who migrated to our kingdom can't move to the kingdom we're in now and try to clear our cities. It's a game of chess. Drake is a game of chess, and you have to constantly monitor what your opponents are doing and make sure they're not trying to pull some sneaky nonsense.
I got you. So it sounds like you're in the same boat that I am, where I'm over in purple, and we're both kind of the people for the team taking one for the team to help out.
Oh no, the kingdom I migrated to and the house I migrated to is Battle. They're like one of the best houses in the game.
Oh,
They're
so never mind.
yeah. They control 10 giants. They control 10 big cities right now. Like they're disgustingly good. Like when the 3 connecting cities for the Imperium opened, they cleared 2 of them before we cleared our 1.
Oh my god, that's insane.
They're monsters. Yeah. So when the protected big cities opened, every kingdom has their one big city that's protected and missed for a long time. Our house and them, we cleared both of the enemies out. They had all 100 districts full. In 2 hours and 43 minutes, we cleared all 200 districts between the 2 cities.
That's insane. Like
It's disgusting.
Insane.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was
Oh my
mind-blowing
God.
how strong. It's crazy how coordinated they are. Their coordination is off the charts.
And you also sent me a screenshot of an emerald dragon. Are you going to be using this dragon? It looks pretty solid skill wise.
Yeah, that's my little baby doc. My little green dragon. It's a legendary. I have too many of my legendary materials tied up in my my what is it? My all the things dragon, my yellow that has all of my army cap and research and true shot. I'm going to be releasing that when I can reset my chakra to boost my archers and my warlocks. And when I do that, I'm going to switch over to a true blood one so I can perfect 160. And when I do that, I'll be able to free up enough materials to bless that thing out and then still have enough left over for my backup research dragon that I made that had way higher level skills than the one I initially started with. So
that is awesome.
It's a mess.
Do you like the emerald so far?
I've used it a few times. It's good. Yeah, I like emerald. Like it really is truly the counter to Onyx. Like I'm playing Lich right now because I'm in Drake, and it's not very good for Lich, just to be honest. Like Emerald, if you're playing Lich, is not a good move. You're better off just playing a damage dragon Onyx and trying to kill people that way. But as human or Rakan, a green dragon is absolutely disgusting. The survivability that it gives to your front line, you just win through it. You basically win a war of attrition. Like their black holes go off, your backline troops survive, your backline heroes survive, and then you just out tempo them and eventually win that war. Their stuff collapses and yours doesn't.
That's huge. And you were so close to having all 3 dragonic like trees with the last skill open. You're so close, man.
I'm getting there. I'm waiting for the next lucky will. I think by next lucky will, between all the free stuff in game and then the spin bonuses, that should put me either right at it or so close that I can finish it after another week or 2.
That's all. Congratulations. That's a huge boost that you're going to get.
Yeah, that, and if you can, that combined with there's a 6 shard bonus that whenever your dragon takes almost lethal damage, I think it's within 10% of final health total, it gets a invulnerability shield that lasts, I think, 4 seconds on the first level of that skill. So as you upgrade it, obviously it gets longer. You can basically make your dragon immortal.
Absolutely.
It's kind of gross.
That's the one I want to focus. Since it came out, that was the one that I was like, I need to get this because it's basically like a mage set, like a dragon mage set for your dragon.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
It's
the only
so
thing
strong.
But I'll talk about that later once we get into the prism part, because when it comes to those 6 and 4 shard combos, where you place that prism becomes even more important, because that skill doesn't work if that hero is dead.
Gotcha. Good to know about the prisms and how that works with the buff. So with that, let's transition. Let's jump into the prism system, and I'll pull up the first screenshot. If you want to walk us through this, because I literally have no idea on how to do any of this, and I'm glad that you spent the money to figure it out, and that you're taking the time to kind of explain it to all of us.
All right, so I'll grace you with my story of stupidity. As soon as the update was done, I logged on and I was like, I'm gonna buy some of this because I gotta see how it works. So I bought it and I was like, yo, I got all these stones. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my nodes to make my stuff stronger, get these awesome bonuses, and be super strong. You know, like everyone wants to be. So I clicked on the thing and it said focus. I was like, obviously, focusing means I'm gonna, put something in here to get a skill back. I was super wrong. So I focused it and then nothing happened. I was like, did I screw up? Did I mess up? Like, what happened? So eventually I figured out that focusing is how you upgrade the individual nodes that are the prism itself, not anything to do with the skills. But when you focus, it doesn't matter what color stone you use. They all have the same intrinsic value of 10% or 10 points of infusion power, essentially. So when you focus it, you're essentially upgrading that prism, that yellow thing that I actually equipped on your hero. That is what you're upgrading, not the stones, not the skills. You are upgrading the prism. So any stone that you throw in automatically adopts that upgraded level.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So
So
that one specific like circle thing where you insert everything, that is what gets upgraded.
yes. So if you look at the first picture, when they all say grade 4, any stone that I pull out of those slots and throw in there will be a grade 4.
Oh, okay. I got you. So it's right underneath it. I gotcha. All right. So that makes total sense. And each one of those little circle things that they're called nodes.
Yeah, I call them a node. It's almost like a upgrade chart from like Final Fantasy X. If you ever played that, there's like upgrade chart, and each node or spot or circle or whatever you want to call it. I call them nodes. I don't know if there's a special name Lilith has for them, but that's what I call them.
No, we're gonna make that popular. Make nodes great again.
All right, let's make nodes great again. So if you if you go to the second picture, and that'll be for the top slot. That's where you place your large stone. Each prism has the top slot is like the power slot, I guess, and that's where you place your large stones. So right now, like I only have access to the opaques, which is the first level of like rarity. Then it goes fine, and then I think it goes like flawless or something for the top, like the third tier of power. Anyways, same thing applies. Each one, like I have one clicked on, and I went to the focus selection, and that's why it shows that plus 10 in that EXP bar. It doesn't matter which one you select. Each one of those, what is that, 18 stones that are in that picture are worth 10 points towards upgrade. Doesn't matter what
Wow.
color, doesn't matter which one you have selected, which one's slotted. They all work for the same amount of points.
That's intense. Do you have any idea how to get like the flawless ones or anything like that? Is it all
So
RNG?
it's all RNG based so far that I've seen. I think eventually I would assume Lilith will probably put them into like rewards for raids or some type of reward to actually get a guaranteed one. Because I bought 2 full sets and I did not open a single fine or flawless stone, even though they're listed as the options for those purple chests. I think the percentage chance is super low, low enough that it doesn't incentivize me to buy more.
Gotcha. And I don't think I'll be able to find it right now, but I was sent a chat screenshot from Lilith VIP earlier today and probably last night for the same one where Lilith VIP, well, they confirmed that it's like less than a 5% chance, that means it's probably like a zero point 0.1. But they are planning on putting in the fine and flawless into events in the future. Granted, take that with a grain of salt because Lilith VIP also told me that if you borrow troops from somebody, the troops that you borrow inherit your research, the borrowee's research. So take that for however you want.
All right, so now let's go to the third picture. So this picture is of the secondary stones, as I guess we'll call them, the lower level, like the little slot ins for the other nodes on the prism. So for each one of these, there's 3 types. There's the purple, the red, and like the greenish colored one.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of these, there are 9 variations of each one. Let that sink in. There are 9 variations of each one of those 3 stones.
Okay, so there's 27 possibilities.
Yes. So that being said, again, these are all also worth 10 points of infusion or focus experience when you're upgrading nodes. So my general rule of thumb that I'm going to stick to when I'm doing this is I'm going to always keep at least 1 to 2 of each stone. That way, if I want to change my shard combos, I'm not hoping to get lucky and open another one of the one that I need to change my combo.
Gotcha. Newbie question, because I'm a total noob. If you switch your shard combos, do you get those shards back?
Yep, they pop right in and out.
Gotcha. So that's kind of nice. At least you're not kind of locked there permanently unless you do the focus.
Yep. So yeah, when you align them, so when inserting the stones or socketing them is called alignment, based on what it says in game. So aligning those stones, you can literally pop them in and out as frequently as you want, however many times you want. There's no cooldown, there's no penalty, there's nothing. You can just pop them in and out all day long.
So getting even like one fine or perfect stone, that's going to like last forever essentially.
Yeah, and it opens up so many variabilities because for those top stones, there's not 9 different versions. There's 1. So there's one fine purple one, there's one fine green one, there's one fine red one, and so on for flawless. So that one fine stone you have can open up multiple combinations because of those 9 variations of the other stones below it in power.
Gotcha. So it's just a matter of finding the right stones, and I'm sure that's just going to take time and a lot of RNG luck.
Yes, basically luck. or
money.
Or a crap ton of money, coffee bun money.
Yeah,
some ridiculous stuff. But then on the 4th picture, that's my 2nd prism, I believe. That's on that's the one that I have on Bazric. I put lifesteal on Bazric. He survives really well with that lifesteal, by the way. Like, it's kind of crazy. He lives a long time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got lifesteal, physical resistance, and then the 3rd one that you can't see in the picture is evade chance.
Nice. So, and how do you get multiple of those bonuses off of one shard, even if they're like the 2, like the 2 set ones? How do you get multiple of those off of one shard?
I love that you asked that question. So I'm going to explain that. So when you open up your shards, like your prism, if you want to open yours up on your hero and your screen, since I didn't have a picture of this, I'll go ahead and walk you through it. Let me know when you have it open.
I have it open. Do you want me to go to a blank set? Mine is just random and horrible right now.
It doesn't matter. It'll reselect the stones as we go through if you pick what I say.
Gotcha.
So when you go to the bottom right corner, you'll see that little tome that says Array Overview.
Mm-hmm.
If you open that, you can, at the top, it says 6, 4, and 2 shard combos. I always highlight 2 shard since I obviously can't do 4 or 6. There's no point in having those pop up. So as you look at that list, you'll notice that on the left-hand side, it'll show you what stones that it requires. So for those, like first, I think 10 to 12 one, or no, maybe it's the first 5. Anyways, it'll show the top stone as the first stone in that combo. Those are the ones that can only be done in that first top slot and then the one to the right of it.
Oh, okay. I got you. So like for Dragon Protection, it would take an opaque amethyst, which would go in like that very top spot, and then the one next to it is the cracked ruby, so that goes to the spot next to it.
Yep. So after you fill in those first 2 slots, you can then go to the slot below it, which would be the one to, like, I guess the 4 o'clock on a clock. You can highlight that, and you can select it and go to align, and then you can align that 4 o'clock in the 6 o'clock slot to another 2 shard combo, because there are 2 shard combos that don't require the top stone.
Interesting. Okay. So, can I try this out real quick?
Yeah, obviously, go for it. So the easiest way that I found to do it is go back into the overview and select 2 shard combos, and then pull the menu all the way to the bottom, and then work your way up. Because as you work your way up, it'll show you the ones that don't require the top stone.
Gotcha. So if actually, I'm just gonna switch this to set two that way it's brand new. Because I want this one for Jack slash Bastrix. So I want damage, life steal, that type of stuff. So 2-star, I'm gonna go under damage, and okay. So bullseye is one that I want for the increased damage dealt. So I'll go all the way to the bottom. Oh, okay. That takes cracked ruby, cracked amethyst. Gotcha.
Yep, and
Okay.
you don't have to use the top slot or those two stones. So by doing that, you can fill in all of the nodes, all 6 of them,
Mm-hmm.
with 3 different 2-shard combos.
Gotcha. All right. So which one do you select first? The one that takes that top spot, or just the ones
Yeah,
that don't?
I usually start there. I usually start and fill in the top one, and then just work my way around clockwise, I guess, because it felt natural to do it that way.
Gotcha. So I started off with the bullseye because that takes that top spot. So now if I go under the 2 shards, scroll all the way down. Um,
And then
all right.
start working your way up.
All right. So we have the bullseye. I don't want the evade chance, magic resist, physical. Okay, I'm seeing those now. Which one's the one with the life steal?
The lifesteal one is the top slot one.
Oh
Primal
no.
Rage.
All right, so that means I guess just for the sake of this video, so I don't get lost doing this because I can spend all the time afterwards, we'll go with crit chance. Oh, whoa. Okay, so that's how this works. Oh my god. Dude,
Yeah.
you are a lifesaver. All right, Ian, I guess I'll go with let's go with evade chance as well because no, let's not do that.
But this is why I said it's important to keep at least 1 to 2 of each stone
Yeah.
for those lower level ones, because as you apply the combinations, some of them require the same, like cracked amethyst or cracked ruby number 6 or whatever. So if you only have the one, that stops you from putting combos on your other prism.
I gotcha. So that makes perfect sense. Thank you, because it's that disconnect. Just needing somebody to walk you through with the. Thank you. This makes so much sense. Hopefully, if you guys are still confused on what just happened, just rewind like 2 minutes. Taint literally walks me through it. If he can walk me through it, literally anybody else can figure this out because I'm the slowest person at connecting the dots with this stuff.
And for those who don't have a lot of stones or don't have the ones needed to make multiple combos, you can still throw on the left-hand side where it shows all of your prism shards. You can still align those into any of the nodes, and those all have intrinsic buffs of their own. So like emeralds give health, the rubies give attack and healing to heroes, and then the amethysts deal with dragons. You can stick those into the alignment slots on their own without being a combo, and they still give intrinsic buffs to all your stuff.
Gotcha. So I think what I want to do right now is try doing the focus. So if I do the focus and I use some of the surplus that I have to upgrade the grade for two of the.
Don't auto focus ever.
Okay, no autofocus because we don't
It'll
want them to
just
think.
Yeah, it'll just grab as many as it can the easiest way, and it'll eat up all of your certain ones of a number, and you won't have any left. So you go through and manually pick them and upgrade that way. That way you don't get boned by the system, and it like gives all your number 7s to upgrade. Now you don't have enough to finish your combo.
Gotcha. So we're going to stick it to the system. So question with the nodes and if I want to increase, take for example the bullseye, the hero damage one. If I want to get bullseye to do more damage, do I need to upgrade or focus all of the nodes, or just the nodes affected by the material in those two?
The 2 nodes that are connected for the combo, they both need to be the same level in order to get the next level of buff.
Gotcha. All right, this one will be tough because. All right,
For that combo. But the node itself being upgraded to the next level, if you highlight one that's not in a combo, or even if it is, when you click on it, it'll open it up and it'll say, like mine says, cracked amethyst number 3. Dragon health initially does only 0.05%, but since mine is grade 4, it gives an additional 1.5%. So that one alignment stone gives me plus 2% dragon health.
Wow. That's ridiculous. So do you think do you think if they release more of these for the heroes, which they're going to, I mean, let's be honest,
They
they're
need to
going
do
to.
so. They need to do so very slowly. This has great potential to really break the game like Draconic did, but like to the nth degree because of how much variation there is. And like it's real, like you can't see what heroes have prisms on them. Like with the dragons on the battlefield, you can tag the dragon and kill it. It's a giant thing on the battlefield. It's impossible to miss. But this is sneaky, and you don't know what's on these prisms. They're like artifacts. I can't see how many stars an opponent's artifacts are. So these prisms add a really sneaky level to PvP that you can't see.
Gotcha. So that's huge. Is there for like the last thing for Prism before we wrap up the Prism portion, do you have any recommendations for what people should focus on if they are a free to play player? And also, do you have any insight on what people should maybe consider focusing on if they're dropping stacks? Is that what the kids say?
Dropping stacks.
I
So if
don't
you're
know.
spending money, I honestly, if you're spending money, you find out what caters to what you've spent money on. Honestly, if you're a spender, you focus with what you have purchased, obviously. But then I don't know, are you a heavy draconic purchaser, a heavy chakra purchaser? Is your temple massive? Are your heroes your go-to? What race you're playing? That's something for a whale to figure out, like where they've put their money. That's something that they can figure out because I honestly can't tell them what based on what they've spent. But for somebody who's free to play or cheap to play, these shard arrays that protect your army troops in the first 15 seconds of battle, there's several of them that'll like give you bonus evade chance, bonus attack chance, resistance to elements, things like that. Those little things in the first 15 seconds of battle are huge. Like the first 15 seconds usually decide a battle in PvP. So if you can protect your army better, make them stronger in the first 15 seconds without having to use an ability or a skill, it's pretty, I think, valuable.
And absolutely. So, kind of build on your strengths. If it's offering like a percent boost to things, whether it's your dragon, troop health, kind of stack it with other things that are already big. That way it get like that 2% matters more to something that's larger. And
Yeah.
build off of your strengths.
Exactly. Play to your strengths. And then for the void, like these prisms, like everyone will be focused and like highly attentive to them because of PvP. But these shards and prisms for the void are huge for free to play and cheap to play players. These things are going to allow players to get past void levels they've been stuck on because there's certain ones, like I said, that reduce elemental damage or give you a greater resistance to them. And those will be the difference for those players that are at the like 120 to 140 range and they start introducing those strong dragons in the fights. Those crowd control effects of the dragons can be nullified by those damage resistances. So when like the blue dragons drop hailstones, your archers won't get frozen and stuck in place. They'll be able to continue shooting arrows and catch those morale boosts to get the level done in time. Those little things will be those little icing on the cake that lets you get done.
That's awesome, man. So in the background, I'll have it wrapping up with a couple of your PvPs. We just saw you go up against the green dude with three symbols. Your Rufia went in on their top left and destroyed all of their warlocks. It was so beautiful to watch. But is there do you have any just general advice for players before we wrap everything up?
Um, I'm trying to think what would be the most beneficial to everyone at any pay level. Uh, I would say that's really hard. I think farming honor for anyone, that's something you can do, whether you spend money or not. Having honor and farming and building your gear to what stats you want to have is huge. Like just because you see somebody who has high might and high magic doesn't mean you need to try to build to that. If you have really good flawless chance building stuff that's high in stamina and command and you can run with that, run with that. Because you're not always going to be, I don't know. That's really difficult to say what is the best opinion that I have on that. I didn't really think about that. You stumped me, man. I don't know.
Well, that just means we'll have to have you back at some point so that we can follow up and I'll try to stump you. But for today, I think that's everything that we'll go through. Before we do wrap up, Taint, thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule to explain this. Literally walked me through this, which I'm so thankful for. Hopefully, everyone at home, if you guys are struggling with understanding the prisms, at least the very basics, and I think once people have the basics down, then everyone can kind of explore, experiment, make mistakes, make great finds, and share it. So if you guys have friends in the game that are just starting to figure this stuff out or just starting to experiment, feel free to link them to this video. This will probably help them out. So anyways, thank you, Taint, and also thank you for being so active in the OGC community chat, helping people out. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, man, you're welcome. I'm just glad to help people, and it's fun to like watch players like hit that epiphany when they finally understand stuff, and then I watch them tell other people how to do it, because that's like the whole point of the community is to like help each other and like make other people smarter and better at the game. Because eventually we'll end up playing together or fighting each other, and it's, you know, I don't want to fight people who don't know what they're doing, because that's no fun.
Don't fight me. We might as well just play together, man. You're too strong.
I'm sure we will at some point.
Well, that is inspiring and hopeful. I can't wait because I would love to be on the team with like Kurt, Toby, Chip, with Taint there, get other people down. Oh my gosh. So with that, guys, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe if you have not subscribed already, because subscriptions matter. Down below there is a notification bell. Make sure you turn that on and put it on all. That way when we do our weekly live stream, you'll be the first one notified, and you can try and compete with Jerry to get the first comment. Good luck. Jerry's really good, guys.
I got
what is it?
I got one more thing. I just want to tell Blood Moon, you know, our like brother from another mother house, since we're like the other strong, I guess, English house. That last Clash of Fate match you guys had where the enemy didn't show up, that is courtesy of Cursed Nation, because we mollywopped the crap out of those people and made them change kingdoms and sacrifice their Clash of Fate team.
Absolutely. That secret informant I told you guys about that was blatantly telling people he did it, I just didn't want to put out the names, that may or may not have been Taint that was working and allowed Blood Moon to actually hit a bracket in Clash of Fate that they have never hit before.
Well, it's definitely not all me. I have a amazing house, like the Cursed Nation house that I'm in. Like, we have so many really, really good players. Like, they're all super knowledgeable and just way stronger than their core power. It's really nice. Like, and then for the most part, we're super coordinated. Like, everyone has their moments where we dirtle, but like I'm blessed. Like, I'm in a really good house. Like, everyone's super friendly. We get along for the most part, and the coordination is great.
It's
definitely not all me. Like, we have some really great people. Like, if I look at my kingdom list real quick, I'm gonna give some shout outs to my homies. But I got Illidan, I got Roofed, I got Warlord, Ghost, Sky Tears, Bane. There's so many good ones. I've got Eldril, Halal, Lightning, Clever Pandas. Like, there's so many. Like, as I go down the list, Zonky. Like, there's Reborn Drag. There's so many good people in our house. That Voodoo, Toppy, they're great.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thank you to Cursed Land or Cursed Nation, and yeah, let's get on the same server. Let's ally up, make like a mega English alliance. But for now, take care, guys. We'll have Tame back on at some point in time to either update us with the prisms or just help us in general, because here on the OGC gaming channel, we need a lot of help. So like, share, subscribe in the description of this video below. There's the merch store. Help my mom. She's my biggest supporter there. Patreon if you guys want to support my Ice Mocha addiction. And also, of course, there's the OGC community Discord, where there is so much good information, especially under the patch notes portion, where you guys can see what's coming down the line before I do. So take care. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.